whenever I tell people, especially our international clients, about the fact that we're based out of Lahore, they're always curious. The assumption is that we are a lone anomaly studio in an otherwise unsupportive ecosystem, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Um, Lahore is one of the most populous cities in the world. As a function of that, we have at least 8 colleges, 3 art, 5 top tier engineering universities, which cater to a talent pool which is required to make games. I think engineering might be actually relatively common in the developing world. It is the influx of art, because Lahore has also historically been a art ka cultural center, that enables a ecosystem in which you can get good graduates on both sides. My name is Ihsan. I'm the CEO of Frag Games. Frag Games is Pakistan's first and only PC and console development team. We predominantly work with international clients on global games that come out on Steam, PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox platforms. We were founded in 2013 as an exchange for not going for my master's. So it was partially self-funded, partially investor-funded. So I've been playing games since I was 5 years old. I got a Nintendo Entertainment System for my 5th birthday. I cried because I actually wanted a Super Nintendo system, and my dad was like, "Ye bahut mehenga hai." So then he finally got it to me on my 7th birthday in exchange for some grades I had to get academically. And so playing games so often, computer science at that time, because game design was not yet a discipline, was my calling. I said, okay, ye karenge, phir iske baad games banayenge. Been working in games through that entire tenure. I chose my O-level subjects on the basis of that. I went to college on the basis of that. So that passion for wanting to create gaming products is kind of what led me to founding the company. Then, when I studied the games ecosystem here and during my tenure at Vatina, I realized that Pakistan had more advantages than I initially thought, especially Lahore. There were no opportunities for people to work in games, but studios were just beginning to come up. You know, Tintash had been founded a couple of years ago. I was friends with Murad and Jazib. Jazib was my senior from Ihsan, actually. Then Mindstorm was working on that really ambitious cricket game. The first time I came back and saw, these kids are getting a chance to make these games, and that the talent was available. So I was very young at that time, but I started thinking, okay, this can be a tangible business line. Then couple that with the fact that it's a large, thriving population, and numbers-wise, there are 18,000 people employed in the game development industry in Pakistan. And sometimes, when you're living in a city of 25 million, it's hard to contextualize this. I would say it's probably the top 25 volume-wise game employment ecosystems in the world. That's why so many companies and we have been able to thrive. Gini chuni और cities होंगी दुनिया में, जिसमें we are sitting at almost 100 plus game studios in one city. This is an anomaly as a statistic, right? That's why Lahore is such a rich base for game development in Pakistan. Pakistan's first ever PC console release came out of Lahore. It was made by Frag Games. It was made a couple of years back. We made a farming simulation adventure RPG. It was globally published. It's available on the PlayStation Store. And the fact that it was the first ever product released of this nature out of Pakistan shows that you started the journey. There's actually a Pasha ki animation and games ki industry report, which is 2 years old now. I co-authored it while I was the senior vice president of chairman of Pasha. And that shows you a list of 50 plus games made in Pakistan that have all grossed north of $1 million to $5 million USD. And I think that the reason why that's important to talk about is that we talk about products out of Pakistan, and we tend to forget that the entire gaming industry is product driven. We're not services driven at all. In fact, Frag and a couple of other companies are the anomaly that we do services work in this space. More recently, if I had to mark out notable success stories, Mindstorm definitely has one. They're published by AppLovin, which is like their parent company based out of the US. So one of us, a company called Game District, and I will not disclose the number, but they are on track for maybe being one of the top 5 IT companies in Pakistan right now. And a single game of theirs, which has kind of broken out, a supermarket simulator, has been grossing north of 5 mil a month. Okay, so when you look at these numbers and you do the extrapolation and the fact that how much the systems earn, it is important to know that these are Pakistani homebred success stories and they're globally competitive products. So a lot of this revenue, as validated by Google, they say that the Pakistan games industry earns probably north of $300 million a year. That is the size of the revenue engine. So certainly, I'm assuming many success stories hongi, after all, hundreds of millions of dollars involved. But on Unreal, I think this is the known fact in the industry, but lesser known fact outside it. We forget that one of the global directors of Unreal is actually Pakistani. His name is Waqar Azim. He lives in Islamabad. And that's because Unreal acquired Quixel. And Quixel is a Pakistani company. Think of how big an accomplishment that is, that one of the 16 global directors for Epic is a Pakistani. And the fact that a Pakistani indigenous-made product was source of I cannot again specify the number, but tens of millions dollars ki acquisition. So certainly we must be doing something right if this part is true, right? And since then they've played a very good role in trying to get multiple companies onboarded onto Unreal. Our own team has contributed to a global successful product called Bus Simulator. So this opportunity was all created because that success story happened, and then they really, really pushed the Epic Games ka ecosystem in Pakistan. So I think when you talk about investing in the Lahore ecosystem, especially the games ecosystem, I feel that quoting an authoritative source is way better than speculating on why it would be good, right? I can give my own passionate argument about that. I think that the companies here are just beginning to spike off. Like if you see systems ki revenue growth, if you see Contour, so few people talk about Contour these days simply because it's a newer entity relatively. But Constellations is like the second largest private equity firm in the world. And Contour is one of their 2 global back offices. They have gone from almost out of nowhere to employing, I think, 8,000 plus people. Why are these people investing in Pakistan? Because the labor and resource pool is worth investing in. मैं नहीं कहता, Google कहता है कि Pakistan में Lahore and Vietnam on the other side. These are the 2 cities that they pick where the next $5 billion pop-off will come out of. So, that is their analysis based on trends, product. And, they predicted this a year and a half before Game District went spiral. So I think it's a huge ecosystem. Now is probably the time to invest if we are going through a great evening out period where the wheat is getting separated from the chaff. So what's left behind is very, very real.